They say that when there is hope, when there is life, there is hope. You are still breathing, so you don't have to lose hope. It will get better someday. Debo, all will be well, don't worry.
Most definitely. All will be well.
Okay, we welcome you to our discussion segment of this morning. We want to take a look at something that has to do with education, something that has to do with the future of our children, with the future of Nigerian youths, the minimum requirement for admission by JAMB. What is the effect on the standard of education in Nigeria? Now, the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has approved 140 as a cutoff mark for 2024 admission into the nation's universities and 100 for polytechnics and colleges of education. This is just the government has protested by stakeholders to peg the eligible age for 2024 admission into tertiary institutions at 16. The National Minimum Tolerable UTME score, NTMUS, popularly known as the cutoff mark for 2024 admission into tertiary institutions, was arrived at in Abuja on Thursday. The meeting was held following the successful conduct of the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). A total of 1,989,668 registered candidates for this year's UTME. Out of this figure, 80,810 were absent, while a total of 1,904,189 actually sat for the UTME within 6 days of the examination. The policy meeting, chaired by the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, arrived at the decision following recommendations by the heads of institutions. The registrar of JAM, Ishak Oluyede, who announced the cutoff marks, explained that individual institutions were at liberty to raise their minimum benchmark approved at the policy meeting, but could not go below what was approved for various institutions. While some universities set as high as 200, others set as low as 100 or 120 cutoff points, which were sent to JAM ahead of the meeting. The implication of the approved cutoff marks is that all the private universities that had earlier chosen 120 and 130 as minimum points would have to increase their minimum points to at least 140. In the same vein, all polytechnics and colleges of education will be allowed to admit students with less than 100 minimum scores. Dear listener, what are the likely implications of this cutoff mark on the standard of our education? What do we need to do differently? That is what we are bringing to the front burner this morning.
Mm.
So, Debo.
It's an interesting trend,
Mhm.
and with so many possible implications, and with so many possible uh, reasons.
Mhm.
Now, there is a school of thought that said that it should continue to rise. It should not come down.
Mhm.
And in some situations, maybe when we see the need to bring the cutoff mark down, we should do it.
Mhm.
Now, you will appreciate one thing that JAMB is doing, and that is the fact that JAMB has been working since Professor Shakole came on board to ensure sanity in the examination process,
Mhm.
to ensure that whatever score a student gets is unmet,
Mhm.
that he has worked for it. That was why the CBT centers, initiative came, and that's why many students engaged in malpractices were discovered.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of initiatives were put in place
Mm.
to the extent that they were discovered, and year in year out, students are now beginning to realize that JAM is very smart now with the different initiatives that we have. So
Mhm.
whatever they do during that examination, they will be found.
Mhm.
And when they are found, then they're gone.
Mm.
Most results were not released,
Mhm.
and they know that if they engage in animal practice, they may not
Mm.
get their result. So a lot of them now have come to that reality, and now they are writing the exam the way they should write it.
Mm.
But That situation has now revealed
so many things.
so many
You know,
it
it's
has
an eye
revealed
opener to so
yes
many things.
it has
Exactly.
revealed the ability
Mm,
of
mm,
the average Nigerian
mm,
students
mhm,
as far as JAMB is concerned
mm.
for this generation.
For this generation.
You recall that back in the days when we were writing jams,
Mm.
I would say if TT could score 250,
Mhm.
why won't I score 270?
Mhm.
You know,
Honestly.
we say, why won't I score 280? You know,
Mm.
it was the 200 mark and above.
Yes, yes,
We
that,
were all
that's
running
just the
after it.
best. Yes.
But after some time, we discovered that
Mm.
students started scoring 3 something and massively. And you're like, okay,
320,
what is happening?
340.
So, with the
Mm.
sanity that is being put in the system, the ability of the average student is now seen. So,
Mhm.
the marks dropped
Drastically.
drastically. It drops.
Mm.
So, means that, oh,
There are
a
some.
lot of cheating has been going on
Has been
all
going on
along.
all the
All
way.
along.
Mm.
And now that there's a reason to change the score,
Mhm.
the cutoff
The
mark.
cutoff
That's
mark.
so there's a lot to discuss on this. We will definitely come back to reveal some of these things that are happening. But then we also open the lines for you to be part of this, to find out mark as far as education in Nigeria is concerned. Stay
Then you might bring about business school for university.
Has on the standard of education in Nigeria. Like Debo did say the other time that so many atrocities have been going on thanks to the CBT that JAMB was able to put in place. We're able to see so many things. We're able to see so many anomalies which have been going on. The issue of special centers, the issue of machineries writing examination on behalf of candidates,
which they are not able to pull off again.
Yes, which they're not able to do again as a result of this CBT. This is indeed an eye opener to what obtains years back, but thanks to God now, all that have been put into rest. But now, let's take a look at the effect of this cut of marks on the education sector in Nigeria. The children of nowadays, the student of nowadays, gone are the days when they are writing jam, they study very well, they go extra mile, they research, they do this, they do that. But nowadays,
You know that those days we even feared jam more than them.
honestly,
We fed jam.
no, the fear of jam is the beginning of wisdom when we were in school those years, years. But nowadays, the C is it's not a big deal. You can imagine and she's doing this video that join me as I go to write jam. You understand?
Who are you?
I don't understand.
No, who are you now? You won't go write jam. You do TikTok.
Honestly,
who you be?
Honestly, who you be? How that's a distraction on its own. So that's to tell you the kind of student that we churn out these days. They don't do the needful when it comes to examinations because they rely on so many things. They rely on different kinds of examination.
If such a student were to get her deserved mark
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you will see that it won't be anything to write home about. And that's why because of the systems that JAMB has put in place, we can now see the true abilities of these
The
students.
students.
And if their true abilities are now being seen, then it is a good thing that JAMB has been able to do that. And the next thing is, okay, now that we now can see what students can do, then we need to probably bring down the cutoff mark so that we can have appreciable number of students having admission into schools. But I think what's the clause they have put there is also a good one. That okay, if we would have put this at 140, the cutoff mark, but individual schools have has the ability, has the right to lift it to whatever level you like, but you cannot go below 140. But there is still a school of thought that says, that believes that 140 as a cutoff mark for JAMB is still low. Is still low. So we like to put it to you that what do you think about this trend? What JAMB is doing so far in ensuring sanity in the system, number one, and of course, in now that we can see the true ability of these children, then has put the cutoff mark at 140. What do you think about it? 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chichi.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning, Debo.
Good morning to you, ma.
This is Adeyinka from Quarry Road. This topic is very interesting. Debo and Titi, you know that last week we are talking about the disparity between the HND and the university.
The dichotomy.
Yes.
Yes.
When I like it for a time was here discussing it then.
Yes.
And many people even found at the cutoff because this is one of the discriminatory policy between the institutions. How on earth? I think this 100 and what they call it 7,400. Is it?
140.
140.
I know over 400.
Yes.
Yes.
Over 400. Yes.
Which means when we are entering into a polytechnic or something, you have 25%. They got it 25%. What area of the syllabi have been covered? And you have been exposed not to the Nigerian society. How can you compare this to other international universities? It is ridiculous. One, it brings laziness on the part of the teachers because they don't have anything high to aim at. They will make it. They will make it. And what area are they covering? The students are now happy because it makes them more lazy. They don't want to read. They don't be reading. You have now lowered the standard again. It's very sad though. The educational system has been bastardized completely in this country. How can you say 140 and 100 for university and higher institutions? It's not good though, Debo and Titi. I don't support it. But thank God there's a clause there that the different universities can set up their own cutoff. That brings the side of reading. But until universities, they will not take these children and put them in university. And when they come out, they are half-baked. How do we explain that? We should think about it too. There's nothing we can do as common people, but let us reason and think about it. The content, the attitude, the job ethics, and things like that. They should put it to play. Thank you very much, Quarry Road.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Again. Debo, I believe that admission of candidates should be into tertiary institutions should be based purely on merit, on catchment, and all other things.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Debo. Good morning, Titi.
Good morning, sir.
I am
You're welcome, sir.
First of all, I want to agree completely with Sister Adeyinka this morning. The running of cutoff mark mention that there are some people who are known to develop precocious development. They may be young in age, but their brains are not stable. That is the reality of life. I don't know what you can go to say about that. Although I agree that when there are students who are not very mature, then they are the ones that are easily use the capacities to perpetrate that behavior. But this is not the focus on, I think.
Okay.
Now, talking about age, having a cut-off mark, I believe that when you do that for now, or talking like you said, we talked about machinery is very important to write the chance for them. Maybe that was why when you absent, the other one you're talking about. Because
Oh, that's the network. Miss Elderbound, please, if you can get back to us, please do. It's still Money Flight on OGBC 90.5 FM.
Are you copying?
Are
you?
Hold on, we'll do. Good morning, ma. Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
What?
I think the serious the issue about
Examination
Nation
malpractice.
malpractice.
That's exactly what is happening now. Because those days they will get 22 something too. But I still trust some Bible university that will never go below 200. Maybe with this, the children will be more serious next year. And don't forget that by next year, that 18 years thing will be will start it. Because when I was arguing with somebody last week, they said they can enter now. That parents need to talk to their children. Each parent should talk to their children from each room. Because the way we shun out our children, we look away from the attitudes, and parents involving in
Examination malpractice.
examination malpractice. So that thing is really affecting Nigeria as we're talking now. So if you have 140, don't take your clients and do the land or really fail. No, those people, they will come, in fact, maybe 250 will, they will not even go to below 250, but it depends on the course you want to do. So nobody should start celebrating now that 140 I can. No, I won't call mushroom, but investigation, but not all those very good ones.
Okay.
I don't want that to take.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Ejelaja. 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226 are the numbers to call.
Hello, good
Hello,
morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
good
morning.
morning.
Right here, you know, I'm talking with my name. I'm calling from Olomo
Welcome.
this morning. Thank you. Okay. I love your analysis and debate. I'm very, very good. And I want to thank those people in kind of education now. They are now putting, they are the ones who are settled. They also called students or that area, which is good. Because now you see all these people, instead of educated ones, that they are rushing their children, that they are rushing it because that is why they don't know before. But now they have known, they have taken note of that, and then that's why they are giving them the opportunity of the 16 years to this 24. That's 25. No, for that. Look at the structure people that they are collecting for, and you can't see for example, because this, I want to advise enough of rushing these students. If you rush them, because not in that position, because it's very, you don't mature. In most of those decisions, you can't cope. You can't cope. You should not continue to put your money. You can't cope. But now, you already did and go, you are continuing to benefit. Even in the state here too. I saw it because if you are here, you can see what is happening in the state here. Right from the time I said they are teaching them, they are checking people your parents, that after the age of their children, children, they are checking them now. If they will stay,
Hmm.
they will be that welfare management. So I want to say again to focus on those private schools. To focus, make sure that private school will talk about great and them they are supposed to do. Because the issue of underage, that is the problem they are having in most of the shop where you see kidnapping or what they do. Students and that and not so on.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you,
Then,
Alaji
Mr. Thank you very
Oguntogun.
much. Well, the bar is being lifted, it's being raised, so to say. JAM's different initiative is true abilities of our students across Nigeria. Hello, good morning.
Hello,
Good morning.
Good
good
morning to
morning.
you.
Calling from Elega.
Welcome.
This is
Your name?
your
Yeah,
name.
this is Nudu calling from Elega.
Oh, welcome.
I just want to add a little to the discussion so far.
Mhm.
Actually, considering the jam code of mark and how in fact it's really bringing a low standard of education because there's no way most of the students when they actually get to university they just kind of behave and you just like you got to mature before you're able to attain it. But having encounter in such a rich and so called during the just matriculation examination, like they really have to have been matured well. And even it's not just about brilliant and all and all and all, but at times it's also about your brain development. Because that one used to lead to a lot of big graduates. And before you know it, on the long run, we have issues because they are buying their way through the system all through to just have that certificate which they are unable to defend appropriately. Writing the graduate handling the second class and without known, and there is no confidence in even what you have earned. So it's because of all of these methods and connections they really find their way to. And that's that. But I hope Nigeria will be better and will still to be a favorable place for us and so on. So that at least it won't be looked down on those that are not privileged to find their way to the system, but at least they will still be able to because they have the intelligence, quotient, and everything that requires to study in the university.
Thank you.
That was all.
Thank you.
Thank you. FM OGBC. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. We're talking about education and, of course, the progress made and the impediment or the challenges on the way. Hello, good
Hello.
morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, comrade.
Good morning, Titi.
Good morning,
It's
comrade.
been a while, sir.
Yeah, it has been a while. You know, the country is here. We are here. We only step out of, to a corner outside the country and return.
That's
So
fine.
we have
That's fine.
nowhere else to go.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Thank you. The issue is the lowering point for entry into universities, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. That policy, to my mind, was in place to favor a certain part of the country. Take note of that one. Two, those who are stakeholders in education in Nigeria do not have loyalty to education in Nigeria because their children and wards are not schooling in Nigeria. I am not naming names, but a few days ago, a certain university owner had one of his children, a daughter, graduating from a foreign university, and it was splashed all over social media. And that is an owner of a university in Nigeria. The university was or is good enough for other Nigerians to attend, but not good enough for his own daughter. That is Nigeria for you. And when we are saying the cutoff mark is low, this and that, the disparity in the station of HND and the bachelor's degree, we must never lose sight of certain facts. One, the disparity there has been there for long, and government has been paying lip service to removing the disparity. Today you hear it has been removed. Tomorrow you hear it is about to be removed. The day after you hear that okay, everything is set in motion to remove it, and it has not been removed. And here in Nigeria, we place high emphasis theory to the detriment of practical aspect of education. Again, when we are saying the cutoff point is too low, is this and that, what is the curriculum of the education? What are the students being taught? What is being examined? What are the students required to have internalized? There are questions that need to be asked on this one. And JAM being difficult, people having to read, having to SWOT is mostly found in this part of Nigeria. In the certain other part of Nigeria, the situation is not as difficult. And you are going to find out that people, you are talking about 140, people enter certain universities with less than 100. Immediately you are able to score something, the other will come from somewhere that yes, you should be given admitted. You are given admission. And such a candidate will go through an imperfect curriculum of education and come out, and you expect the society to be better. The society will not, because the education that is meant, that is supposed to cater for the betterment of the society, is itself not good enough. Comrade, I call from Water. Good morning.
Good
Comrade,
morning.
thank you for calling.
Thank you, comrade. Debo, what this issue, I think it's going to be, kind of business boom for the universities, as we have large number of people writing post JAMB, and then universities will now have opportunity to invite them to write post JAMB and make money. So we may likely have too many students in our universities and polytechnics. In the case where you have like over 1,005 in a class, not having somewhere to in a class. I'm telling you, not having somewhere to sit, they'll not be hanging around the windows, hanging around the entrance of the class. These are some of the things this may probably lead into.
Mm.
And, it was another attempt to increase the chances of admission for those from educated disadvantaged areas in the country.
Like Comrade
Yeah, like
mentioned the other
Comrade did
time.
mention the other time. All right, you two can also lend your voice on 080-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. Good
Hello, good
morning,
morning.
sir. Oh, we lost our call. You can call us back 0803-437-9453. Thank
so much that concern, or let's say the topic that is concerned most every parent and everyone in Nigeria presently. Hello.
Yeah, with
you. We
you.
are with you. Go ahead.
So, what I see in the action taken by the job registration is that it's not issue of being optimistic alone, but it's the issue of being bringing education to the limelight in the way that it is in other nations. Let's see education in Nigeria, make everything so broad, even both students and lecturers, those universities, they are not encouraging. That's the fact. They are not encouraging. Students are not encouraging. It happened that I finished last year. I finished my institution education last year. You can see a lot of challenges. What you are facing while entering the institution, what you are facing. There's something not government. We are the one called up to those lectures. So what we observe is that what JAM is doing is that they are bringing us to the point that it will be more accessible. One, secondly, it will be fun. It will not be something that will just take like a do or die. Especially should be something of do or die. Let's go to other countries. Talk several subjects in their languages. Not in Nigeria. So what initiatives that the JAM is bringing to education right now is that they are bringing people into the limelight that education will be accessible to most of us. Let's look at what government is doing on education. You can see that it's not something that you can just say someone idea. They will have accessed many, many information before they can take such steps. Our government and our leaders, they are not just foreheaded or let's say they are not minded. They will have accessed many information before they can come to that what do you call it? Look at what the man just said now, someone that's coming to Nigeria, sending his daughter to outside Nigeria to go and have an education, to go and study. Why? But I pray everything that they are doing, the God give us the mandate to come into it, to take it into the right path, not into the wrong path. And some people are thinking that bringing the cost of man down, bring the level of education, not the standard of education to low. No, that should be the thought.
Mm.
The thought is that what are the reasons, what are the steps that they are afraid in this action that they want to take?
Oh, yeah.
And let us bring it together.
Mm.
There is nothing else about it. Our to handle the disadvantage aspect of it that it will not spoil our education. That was supposed to be our own all of now. Not our great on that action. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Reverend Oladipo.
Thank you.
And then
See
Reverend
that angle.
Yes, look at that angle. Well, that's how far we can take the calls. We cannot take more calls. Debo, I believe as a way out of
Mhm.
this. Well, it depends on the universities,
Individual
individual
universities.
universities to determine their cutoff points. They should determine the point where they interview so that this would not reduce the standard of education. It will not rubbish our standard because we just have to do things collectively to make sure that we take education sector to higher pedestal. And to students out there, I think we should just try as much as possible to get it right this time.
Yeah.
We should just try as much as possible to be focused to do it with all forms of distraction so that education is being made more accessible. But how are the students? How are they taking education personally? That's
Are they
just
combining it with TikTok?
exactly. The student that we have
Oh,
nowadays, they're more on the social media
you know,
platforms.
yeah.
And even if it is they're reading on the platform, that's another thing. If they are researching, that's another thing. But they do all forms of things on the social media, and these are distractions. So if they really want to get it right, they must do the needful.
Yes, everybody has to do the needful, and that's exactly why we are here this morning.
Hmm.
If JAMB is doing everything to ensure that there is sanity in the system and not make admission cut-off mark, overbearing, like
Mm.
difficult for students, then students also have to, they also have to ensure that they read well
And
so that
parents
they
too, we
can
must
sponsor them and
exactly.
practice it. So
Because some parents can go to the extreme.
everybody has a role
Mm.
to play.
Everybody has a role to play. All right, thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful edition of the program. This is the production of your Mr. Shodipo. We had as editors Adeyinka Wahab and Bisola Oludotun. Dotun Ido, who has been pressing the buttons. Miriam Oguniyi has been in charge of ICT. Special thanks to also to Tolulope Ogun. My name is Titilope Awobajo. Stay tuned for